like 7 weeks later. My hubby and I met, this might be nothing, guys. I'm reading this story in real time. My hubby and I met them on our honeymoon, January 2015, before RHOP was created, on Hamilton Island in Australia. Ooh, on a scuba diving boat trip. We definitely came away with the impression that he was a very wealthy and successful businessman, and she was his young, beautiful bride. I can't even imagine how old Ashley was in 2015. They were both super friendly, down to earth, and seemed very happy together. Ashley was telling us this was her first time scuba diving after just finished her scuba diving certifications, which Michael had got her for, so they could, he got her for scuba diving. This is great. We chit-chatted, blah, 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 vacation. She told us about all of the other trips Michael had taken her on since. Okay, so she was happy about all these trips. Obviously, he was quite a bit older. He was very physically fit. I'd like to see those pictures of Michael Darby.
Okay.
Yep. Judging from our conversation, he had a lot of energy for activities, sports, and travel. And Ashley shared her enthusiasm and all those things. Seemed like they had a lot in common and a lot of fun together. When I first saw the announcement about RHOP coming on a new show, I saw Ashley's. I knew it was her. The mention of her, they mentioned her Australian husband, jogged my memory. I loved watching them on the show, and I'm super interested. Okay, so no drama, sorry, but we love you, Sarah Lou, and I thought I had a story there, so Sarah Lou was on.
Okay, Sarah Lou, well, that's good. They were hot.
Exactly.
They were out in Australia. Michael may have a ton of money. We don't know. Nothing's been disclosed really yet. All right, I like it.
We like it. What else do we have here today?
I'm really curious because I don't know anything about this, but I think you have the scoop on this too, is that reportedly Jackie from Real Housewives of New Jersey has been demoted. And I watched the entire season of Jersey Housewives this season. I've watched part 1 of the reunion. What happened?
Well, okay. And then I have some Potomac stuff to ask you. Well, listen, first of all, like earlier in the week, people were asking me, or, last week, people were asking me, blah, blah, blah. I said fake news. It was fake news at the time. I'm not confirming something. Here's the thing. I don't understand why. This is just me, why everybody gets so excited to read these gossip blind item blogs. To me personally, that I don't understand that. Now, I'm sure a lot of people listening to this do read those. And this isn't like me being called a blogger and I'm butthurt. It's just like, I don't understand those blind items. Rumor has it, a certain housewife from the East Coast. This isn't Gossip Girl, people. I don't put any stock in these blind items.
I don't read it. I
know. And like, I don't read it either. But like, I don't think any of it's true. And so I don't know. Don't we have enough going on to talk about what actually has happened? Then all these hypotheses of what might happen, it's all rumors. I find everything to be a rumor, even when it's on like Reality Blurb and these other sites that like, when it's a real thing that someone said, I believe it. So like, it was fake news, but I have confirmed from a very reliable, I don't know, someone said Jackie confirmed this. I don't see any posts. I see an interview Jackie just recently did where she vaguely would not answer the question. So I have it from a reliable source that this is true. If by the time this comes out, Jackie has actually said these words in her own, it's not on her page. I don't see it. So someone please show me. It might be by the time, but it's true according to my source.
Okay. I'm so curious. Do you think this is a good move? Like, were we ready to see Jackie kind of demoted to friend?
Personally, I did a Patreon episode with Kim D. I did not see this coming.
Really?
Not now. And I can tell you the cast, I'll share this with you, did not see this coming.
Okay, wait, no, because I have to tell you, I actually really enjoyed Tiki Barber's wife and Tiki Barber. Like, I really like them as an addition, but I feel like I'm on an island that people didn't really like her.
Well, here's the thing. Now that this has happened to Jackie, a couple of things. This is very complicated. Let's all slow down for a minute. I think that it has happened, but I think listen, it doesn't shock me in retrospect because here's why. I think to be a good housewife, you have to do two things. You have to bring the drama when you're at a group setting and speak up. And there is this other component of you have to have a storyline. You have to share it and show your personal life. And if that box isn't checked, then why are we going with you? You might in the group setting tell Teresa to fuck off, but if you don't have your alone storyline, now I think a lot of the storylines, and it gets blurred on a lot of other shows. That's the problem with New York that everyone says of why it failed. What are their storylines? There is none. It was just group setting. And by the way, Luann has a cabaret. There you go. So I don't think the storylines in New Jersey are like, we don't have an Erica Jane, but here's my thing. Jackie bared her soul and people are like, how could you be demoted after that? And to me, it's like, that's why she's demoted. That's why, because where do we go? Hot take. Where, right?
Oh, David, this is why I love you. I love co-hosting with you because I just, you're so fucking smart too. Like I love it. You have such a producer brain. Anyway, go on.
That's really what it is. And it's not my ego. It's like, I don't want to speculate. I don't want to talk about rumors. I don't even want to give you my opinion. I just want to talk about how decisions are made. And like, that is how, that's what Catherine Edwards and I do when she's on. And that seems to be what people like about this show is that we're not gossiping. I'm just telling you, like, that's how my brain thinks. And it's like, well, where do we go? We had 5 seasons of Jackie. 5 is a great run. And the thing is, you had this storyline. Now, where do we go from there? I'm not diminishing. It's so brave. It was such a touching storyline, but we can't have another season of your eating issues. And I don't mean to minimize that.
Sure.
It's the same reason why nobody wants Ebony, apparently, on New York Housewives. Because, I mean, people love this story. I'm not comparing the two, but like, we have to do something else with Jackie. And so now it's like, what is there? And it's not an insult to Jackie, but where do we go after your big storyline? Like, you left it all out there. So, and mind you, we had this storyline with Jackie in other seasons leading up to this. This has been her storyline in a sense. It's not a knock on her, but you can't cut the crust off the peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and send your kids to school in the morning. There has to be something else. And I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying it was so soul bearing what's left from this stone. The unknown stone.
You're right.
Is more. It's not that she doesn't bring it. I really think that's why, like, in retrospect, right? It's like there was nowhere to go. You bled, sweat, and you left it on the dance floor, honey.
Oh, yes. I love it. I love the analogy. And I think you're 100% right. I mean, honestly, in a way, Jackie and Evan are just too normal. You know what I mean? They're just too normal. Like, she doesn't really have a business. You're right. Unfortunately, she doesn't have a business. She doesn't have like something that she's, she and Evan don't really have this tension. You're right. I mean, I just think there's nothing else there. And
it was such a big story. It was so like, this is life. Like, we can't go anywhere from here. And that's, you know what I mean? Like, look, there are very few Teresas or Countess Luann's where you get married and he cheats and it's a divorce. And then you fall in bushes and you're recovering from alcoholism. And, this,
I know.
Like, it's just, there's not, so it's not a knock against her. It's like also, so that's really the reason I think. I also think that, look, let me back up. I know for a fact also, next season, guys, it's going to be different. Like this Beverly Hills season that just started this